Welcome everyone to the Incredicast podcast featuring Dr. Reliant D. Say hello to everyone.
Hey, how's it going?
Post-race, Southern 500. So, Denny Hamlin beats Truex at the end. Truex hit the wall at the end, and Hamlin goes on to win the race. However, they say it was encumbered at the end. So,
yeah, I'm not surprised.
So that
I'm not
race
surprised.
meant
Toyota.
nothing.
Toyota being Toyota, you know. So yeah.
Toyota.
Yeah.
Stop
It's the
that.
same old.
NASCAR's like,
But
stop it. Just stop it.
my favorite thing about the race though was actually it was something that did not even occur during the race. Was how they had the 43, the old style 43 car out there driven by the king himself, which that is actually his car that he owned.
Yeah.
He drove it out there and he led the field to them.
And he didn't want to get off the field.
That was really cool. Yeah, and they gave him the black flag. That was hilarious.
They should have gave him a checkered
That
flag.
was funny.
Like
that was funny because he was waiting for the pace car to come in.
Yeah.
And so the plan was that he was going to come in the lap before the pace car does and started the race. But he started the race though. He came in when the pace car did. That was awesome.
Yeah, he was like, I want to win my 200 in one race.
First race. Yeah. That was funny though.
Which I wouldn't have minded that. So.
Yeah, I know.
But literally the thing about Darlington is the only cool thing about it is the throwback paint schemes. Because the racing was, it was okay, I guess.
Yeah. The racing was pretty decent. The problem was you just had a dominated car that was so far ahead as usual.
Yeah.
Which in the first stage it was actually Kevin Harvick for like the first time since Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then it was the 42, Kyle Larson. And then we all realized that it's 2017 and Truex came and dominated. But
oh wait, what am I doing being relevant?
Yeah.
All right, here you go, Truex. Go win the race.
A Ford or a Chevrolet up front? No.
Nah.
But I will have to say that the Gibbs cars, they were on it.
Yeah.
Like not just the 78, but Gibbs as Joe Gibbs Racing. This weekend, they were really on it. All the drivers seemed to be doing good. They were in the top 10. Even Suarez, I know, for a while, until he had that issue with the...
Yeah, and the thing with Suarez is Subway actually dropped him because
Oh, wow.
he gave out a donut pre-race. And for some reason, they're like, well, we sell breakfast food too. And now he does have a sponsor for 2 more races, I believe. So he's struggling to find a sponsor now.
Wow, which that is saying something.
So I think Subway just wanted to leave him because they was like with Edwards, but they were like forced to go with Suarez.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we could find something.
Yeah.
Possibly they could be looking to sign with Edwards for wherever he's going, if he is going anywhere.
If he comes back, please.
Please, I beg you, I'll buy you a puppy or something. Come back.
Yeah, well. I mean, that really says something when you're brand new first year driver that you've talked so much about, you've promoted so much. He is having problems finding sponsorship.
Yeah.
But he'll always have heirs though. So for him it's not a big deal. Excuse me. He'll always have heirs because that's like his child almost, seeing how his father is in control of all NASCAR TV stations down in the entire country of Mexico. He shouldn't be too worried about that.
Yeah. Well, there's not really much else to talk about in the race, so we're going to go on to other news. I don't think we talked about this in the halftime podcast, but Chase Elliott is going to the 9 car next year, and William Byron will take over the 24. So that's a little odd.
Yeah, I think it's because Chase Elliott hates everything in life except for his dad. And so he wants to do everything based on his dad.
I would want my own number, to be honest.
So, for example, he's driving in the historic 24 car. He replaced the last legend, Jeff Gordon, and yet all of his throwback paint schemes are of his dad.
Maybe now we can have some actual Jeff Gordon throwback paint schemes.
Everything is of his dad. And so he wants to have his dad's number, which I can respect that if he wasn't in the 24. If he drove the 25 car, which we both advertised, we hoped he'd do, but no, NASCAR needs some new promotional material by that hashtag 24EverBS. I'd say, okay, 9 car, it's your dad, that's your family history. But come on, dude. Don't be like, I don't want to be in the 24, I want to change my number.
The confusing thing is, the 5 team will become the 24 team, and the 24 team will become the 9 team. So, that's weird.
Yeah, which I can't recall Hendrick ever having the 9 car.
No, they're like,
Did Bill Elliott have it when he was over?
I don't think so. 'Cause I know they've always had the 5, but
yeah, they always had the 5 car.
They've always had the 5, but they're like, well, Chase wants to be like his dad, so let's throw away a legendary number and just throw it away.
Yeah.
And stick a 9 over where it was.
Because Bill Elliott, didn't he drive for Hendrick? I'm pretty sure he drove for Hendrick.
Right? Pretty sure, but I'm not sure if he had the 9.
I'm trying to look it up right now as we speak, however, it's not cooperating. But either if he did or he didn't, it doesn't matter because the 5 and the 24 has a lot more history over at Hendrick Motorsports than the 9 ever could. So, and you got the 5 when you had Terry Labonte won the championship in '96. He was there for a while, and you got all these other drivers in the 5 car. I'm pretty sure they even had more history in the 5, even before Terry. So yeah, it's just strange to see that.
That was like the weirdest thing ever, and Jimmy Johnson is just going to feel so old next year.
I know. It's
so,
okay.
Wonder who's going to take over.
I believe I was. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wonder who's going to take over the 48 when Jimmy leaves.
Probably some new kid with no talent and a large checking account. I mean,
probably.
So I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Bill Elliott did not ever drive for Hendrick Motorsports. I do not know who I was thinking of. Probably was Jeffrey Bodine. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh.
But yeah, he never drove for Hendrick, and so the 9 was never at Hendrick.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the 9 was always a Richard Petty thing for a while. So.
Yeah, it was always like a Ford thing.
Yeah. This season's just really weird.
Yeah, it was always at Dodge too. Like whenever Ham Motorsports came to be, and Bill Elliott went there, he was in the 9. But
yeah.
But anyway, it certainly isn't a Hendrick thing. That's all we can say.
It is now, I guess.
Oh no!
Welcome to the future of NASCAR.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, and also there is rumors about like if Homestead were to get damaged in the hurricane, that they would move.
Yeah, it's possible.
They would move the final race to Atlanta. So that would be pretty interesting.
It would.
Just like the old days.
Yeah. Yeah, seeing how the last time they had the final race at Atlanta was early 2000s.
Yeah.
2002, I believe, was the first race at Homestead. To have it as the last race of the year. I mean, but yeah, I'd be interested in watching the final race at Atlanta at night. But I mean,
because Homestead hasn't really been that great. I mean, it's a good race, but I just don't think it's like a championship kind of racetrack.
Yeah, it's a car-dominated track.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you need
either
one
way,
with
if
like.
you are,
We need a track that has like a lot of skill to win. You know, even if you have like a crappy car, you could still win it just because you're good.
Yeah.
Not like Talladega or anything.
Nah.
But yeah, I believe
NASCAR needs to.
Yeah.
NASCAR needs to follow IndyCar and have the last race at Sonoma.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. But I believe it's time to pick our picks for Richmond, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, Richmond, which is the last race in the regular season.
Truex already has the regular season locked in the bag.
I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. I know what you're saying. I don't know what that means because there's no championship with it. It's just like...
It's just bonus
Oh,
points.
good. You did good. Okay, you did good, son.
I think it's like 5 or 10 bonus points for the playoffs. So that's like even more bonus points for Truex in the playoffs. So
I will laugh so hard if he gets to Homestead and then something happens to him that's not his fault.
First lap, he gets in this big crash, and then
I know.
Then they'll be like, okay, we need to bring playoff points to Homestead.
Yeah.
But wait,
yeah.
Will there be stages at Homestead? Because like, what does those stage points go to?
That's a really good question. I've heard that somewhere before. Someone asked that.
Yeah. I really don't know.
I don't have a clue.
I mean, it could go towards next year, but what if you're retiring next year? Does it go to whoever that team?
Yeah, but then if they had it for next year, then you could win the championship 2 years before you run the championship season. So, I mean,
Martin Truex wins this year's, the next year's, and every year after that championship just because this year.
Yeah. It'd be like Kyle Larson after next week is going to be an 8-time champion. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going downhill, but
yeah, maybe NASCAR will do something different. I don't know.
Well, don't suggest that, because every time they do something different, it's not for the better.
They make it worse.
You got our good friend, cocaine addict, Mr. France, over there, who's like, yeah, new changes. Oh, yeah.
At the end of stage 2, everyone will qualify for the next race, and then half of the field will go backwards. And
see, we haven't had Tony Stewart for 1 year, like not even a full year, and I already miss him so much.
Come back.
Because I guarantee that if he had like a problem with the stages, like he wrecked or something, car had a problem, I guarantee that he would tell you about it. He's not into this NASCAR game of propaganda.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyways.
Which, speaking, but sorry, this one quick thing before we end. Speaking of good old-fashioned people not into NASCAR propaganda, I would love it if they had Ken Squire and Ned Jarrett could do every single race, because that was awesome.
Yeah, that would be great.
In stage 2, they were commentating. Oh man, like hearing those guys for I think it was 80 laps, 80-ish laps. I'm not completely sure.
Yeah, but
hearing those guys.
Yeah.
Sadly, having to go back to Jeff Burton.
Dang it.
And Rick Allen, it was like, oh, these dudes are awesome, man. Like Ken Squire, he still sounds just as interesting as he did, like in the '80s.
And he doesn't even have to scream in the booth like Rick Allen does.
I know. Aggressive goes around. Like he just, man.
Yeah.
Can't even compare.
Everyone go on your Twitter account and put hashtag bring back Ken.
Yeah, please, Ken. And Jarrett too. And Jarrett, he knows what he's talking about. He's a great champion.
Both Jarretts do.
Yeah, exactly. I know. And they decided to not put Dale Jarrett in the booth.
Yeah.
For the current broadcasting, I mean, with Steve Tyler Callan. But yeah.
Well, this week the Flying 11 flies into Victory Lane, and then he flies into the Encumbered Lane. Now, who goes on to win the final race before the playoffs?
Probably a Toyota.
Probably.
It's sort of a short track. However, it's a short track where you need power because you need to hop on the throttle as soon as you get out of the corners. So it's a power short track, I like to call it. But I'm probably going to go for Ken's.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that he's going to guarantee his spot into the playoff and the Toyota domination. First and second, or either first and third, for sure. I'm going to guarantee that.
Remember our bad luck of picking picks, though. So remember, Truex ran into the wall because you picked him. Anyways,
a tire blew out.
Yeah. Anyways, I think the 11 will go 2 for 2 for Richmond night races.
Hamlin wins at Richmond.
You know, to bring back his kind of redemption for getting encumbered. He's like, well, I can win an actual one, so.
Probable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's probable.
And then he'll get encumbered again. Anyways,
probable that too.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: out of the drivers that need to win to get into the playoffs, do you see any of them going to win this weekend?
I think the 22. If any of them do, it will be the 22. Because, I think that would be an upset for him to win the very last one.
Yeah.
And to have he would have an encumbered Richmond win and a not encumbered Richmond win.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say his win that was encumbered, it came at Richmond. So yeah, it's very possible.
Dale Jr. has a new crew chief for this weekend.
Oh really?
Really not probable that he will win.
No, it's not.
But people say that the crew chief is the problem for his team. It's really not, but we'll see if they're right.
It's really not. I stand with you, Junior Nation. However, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That team is just.
I'm sorry.
It's not 100% there. Like
it would be awesome if he could win, though. It's possible. I mean, he could stay out. Caution can happen. Same thing can happen that happened with Casey Kane and Jimmy Johnson and Matt Keselowski at the Victory.
Yeah.
It's possible, but it's just not.
It's not something you should bank on and hope to happen.
Yeah.
Basically, if you're not a Toyota fan, you're going to be disappointed every week from here on.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyways, I think that's all we have for this week's podcast. Do you have anything else to add?
Go Team 14. Please, Boyer.
Please. Yeah, it would be cool to have Boyer in.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I would like to say that I do think that Stuart Haas, that their program is coming along a little bit.
Yeah, they were.
Because we saw at Darlington, both the 4 and the 41 were up there.
They both got around Truex a lot of times until his car.
Yeah, which was shocking.
Yeah. So maybe they'll be a big threat in this playoff now. Who knows?
Yeah, I would. Hey, if you can challenge the Toyotas, I don't care who you are, except if you drive for DBR. I'm sorry. But if you are a member of Dillon Brothers Racing, I'm sorry. But if you're not for DBR or a Toyota, if you can challenge the Toyotas, good for you. But, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all we have right now. That's all I can think of.
Same here.
So, you can watch the race live Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will try to do our best to get the podcast out as fast as we can. We can't really say what day. Hopefully Wednesday we'll have the full edited video up of that. So, hopefully. But anyways, that's all we have. We'll see you in the next podcast, and have a great day, everyone. This is Adatar and Dr. Reliant D signing out.
See ya.
Incredicast podcast.